For this week's Sports Star Spotlight, we're going to visit national powerhouse Mater Dei. Kayden Dixon-Wyatt is an Ohio State commit, a 4-star recruit, and he's ranked among the top 100 players in his class. It's hard to say a player with those credentials is underrated, but maybe he is?
Whoa, when I saw him, I didn't think he was underrated. I was like, oh, good, we got another one here, okay.
Raul Laura is in his second season leading the Monarchs football program. A year ago, he knew he was inheriting a roster loaded with Division I talent, and that's the case again this season. It includes Chris Henry Jr., the #1 receiver in the 2026 class, and Mark Bowman, the top tight end. Kayden, though, doesn't take a back seat to anybody.
Kayden is he's just awesome, man. When you say that he was playing with the #1 receiver and the #1 tight end, well, I considered him also a #1 receiver out there, even though we still have Chris and we still have Mark. And that's the type of player that he is. Now you just want to make sure that they all work together and become successful on the football field. And that's one thing they did a great job of. They were never selfish. If a guy was getting more catches than the other guy, they're all for it, just as long as the game goes the way it's supposed to go.
I'll say it's a brotherhood. You have to join in and stuff. Like, you have to, first day you come in, you have to join in and just accept to be in the brotherhood, and everybody play together, you know, get along.
Kayden was born in Inglewood, California, but moved to the San Francisco Bay Area for most of his grade school days. He returned to Southern California for high school, partly because he wanted to play at Mater Dei.
I knew I'd come here and challenge myself against all the best players in the nation. It's something I was looking forward to just challenge myself and make me better as a player. It's kind of hard. I came in as a freshman thinking, you know, I should be playing and things like that, but I finally got my chance kind of my sophomore year, and I just kind of ran with it.
Kayden has been a very productive player for the Monarchs. After totaling 512 receiving yards as a sophomore, he stepped up as the team's #1 receiver last year when Henry went down with an injury. Kayden led the team in receptions with 50 and receiving yards with 693. And the team went 13-0 to claim both the state and national championship.
When you have Chris and Kayden, you can go with either guy. But when Chris kind of went down, the focus was now, okay, let's get the ball to Kayden. He stepped into that role pretty well, and obviously, you know, we won a national championship, so obviously he did a good job with that and ran with it. And but again, we knew already that he's that kind of caliber player. He can be a top guy, #1 guy for anybody. I mean, you're talking about a kid that's about 6'2", probably about 180 pounds, runs well, again, agility, makes incredible catches, one-hand catch here and there. Just another phenomenal athlete that we have on that field.
Kayden gets some of that athleticism from his mom, who played college basketball at Sacramento State.
So I grew up playing basketball and football. My mom played basketball, so she kind of put me in there. I was always kind of good at both, playing upper in age, and yeah, I just fell in love with both sports, but when I came to high school, they kind of made me pick one, so yeah.
Next season, Kayden and Chris Henry Jr. will still be on the same roster as they're both headed to Columbus.
You know, we got really close throughout this process, and, you know, it worked out, us both going to Ohio State. I'll say the relationship with Coach Hartline and all the coaches, you know, I had to really think about where I wanted to be, and, you know, Hartline has put out a lot of good receivers in the NFL, and it's just, the proof is right there.
Given the histories both Ohio State and Mater Dei have of producing NFL talent, Kayden is putting himself in the best position possible to reach his long-term goal.
The ultimate dream for me is, you know, the NFL. I've always kind of dreamed of that when I was like a kid.
As long as he stays healthy and does the right things and stuff like that, we're probably going to see him play on Sundays too. Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah, it would be an honor. Just putting myself on that list just shows if you come here and you put in the work, it could be done.